There we go. All right. Kaden, got keep it quiet. Mommy's live. All right. So let's see. We're going live. All right. So I'm doing something different today. I'm actually going to go live on Instagram as I go live on Facebook and on YouTube. So that's why you see my little camera here. And I'll probably be trying to reach around over here at the camera and everything like that. So that's just a heads up. So yes, say good morning. Good morning. Now walk away. Go play. And then we'll get started in a minute. All right. So good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, so welcome to Morning Motivation. I am so excited that you're here. Now, I want to do something a little different today. First of all, I'm already like having Instagram live or whatever. So you guys already know this series this week has been on You Got This Sis, right? And today we're going to talk about celebrating yourself. So, and I want to read some lyrics from a song titled Encourage Yourself by Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers. And I want to start it off kind of in the end verse here. And it says, as I minister to you, I minister to myself. Life can hurt you so till you feel there's nothing left. No matter how you feel, speak the word over your life and you will be healed. You will be healed. Sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I can make it. You got to remember that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And it actually says of your own tongue. Even if nobody tells you, you can run on. You tell yourself, hey, you got to remember, I'm more than a conqueror. So I wanted to start off with that just because we're going to talk about celebrating yourself. It's awesome. I talked about yesterday how getting that external validation, that external celebration is awesome. We need that. But today, let's talk about that celebration that's within ourselves. Telling ourselves that, oh man, this is awesome. I did this. Oh man, I accomplished this. And so how often do you stop and acknowledge what you have accomplished? Think about that, okay? And so today I want to talk to women who they don't stop to breathe. They just keep working. They don't stop. It's like they're going, right? And they don't have time to actually sit and look at the things that they have actually completed. They don't appreciate those things because they don't have time to, or they don't make the time to appreciate those things. I also want to talk to the woman who's a perfectionist, who never gets anything done or gets very little done just because, man, that didn't come out the way I really thought about that in my head. And I like that one because Deanna, my coach, she always says done is better than perfect, right? So getting out of that mindset of perfection, being a perfectionist. And I also want to talk to the woman who cannot always identify her wins. Believe it or not, there are so many women out here who just absolutely don't know that that's a win. The fact that you are one, I say this all the time, getting up every day. That's major for me. Getting up every day, getting out of the bed for me, because that was not always my case. Me getting up, like I had a moment where I just didn't want to. So I always say that because that for me, that's huge. Another thing is thinking about, the fact that you were able to, well, for some, went to sleep last night and didn't allow whatever was not done to bother you and keep you from going to bed, right? So there are so many wins that we can think about. If we really just sit down and concentrate on those things, we can think of so many wins that we can appreciate for ourselves, right? And so the first thing I want to talk about is celebrating your wins helps to create personal morale and self-satisfaction. So when you actually do sit down and think about those things that you have accomplished and actually sit back and say, you know what? I did do that. you know what? I did not cuss that person out today. God, you working on me. Like really sitting down and appreciating those things, because a lot of times external people or others, they don't know how major something could be for you. Like maybe you've been wanting to stop cussing for a while and you had a whole day where you didn't say not one cuss word. They popped up, but you was like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna use another word instead. So like, you know, whenever you do that, you create those you create that internal encouragement to keep moving, to keep going after the things that you want to go, instead of being stuck. That's another thing. When you can't find those wins, you tend to stop because it's like nothing's working. Like you don't see the result, you don't see the improvement in things. All right. And so the second one is, whenever you celebrate your wins, you begin to curve and eliminate negative feelings around the things that, around things we didn't like doing but need to do. Oh, thank you for the love. Thank you. Thank you, Virginia. So yes. So one of the things, so beginning to curve those thoughts. So whenever you begin to celebrate and you begin to surround whatever you felt was negative or you couldn't do, and you begin to surround that with positive thoughts, you surround that with like, with your celebrating those wins, celebrating, like, even if it's like choosing to, you know, I don't know, creating like a reward system for yourself. You begin to create that, oh gosh, I'm losing my words now. But you begin to, you pretty much begin to over compensate or begin to push the negative feeling out of the way and replace it with the positive feeling that you feel, which is why we have to continuously begin to encourage ourselves to say, yes, I did this. Yes, I accomplished this. I could get through this. And, you know, my son is a big, huge example. One of the things, like I always say, that it's so easy to go back to what is comfortable, to go back to the comfort zone. It's so easy to do that because that's what you're used to, and you know it's a safety spot for you. So with my son, getting him to move toward, you know, learning new things in life, instead of like, so one of the things, he couldn't speak. And so one of the things he did was like headbutt you, and he would like mumble. He wouldn't want to use his words or things like that. So what we had to do is we had to create a reward system in order to get him or push him to where we wanted him to go, which is to begin to use his words. So, for example, one of the things I did was we created labels. So the first thing we had to do is give him two options and encourage him to actually use those words. We gave him one word, right? One word sentences or whatever. And he had to use them by choosing an option. And so we had to do it around food, so he wouldn't get the food or the snack had he not said the word or said what he wanted. Right. So when he saw that it was like, oh, I can actually get to where I want to go, I can actually eat the snack that I want. All I have to do is do this. It's a reward, right? It's a celebration. So you begin to replace those negative things or negative feelings or connotations with positive ones. And you want to go, you begin to want to go after more. Like, oh, that's all I got to do. You know what? Let me try this. And then let me see what I can get with that. And then number 3 is, it encourages you to challenge yourself more. So when you see and when you recognize your wins, when you recognize what you can accomplish, when you actually sit back and you appreciate the things that you have done so far, it's like, well, what else can I do? What else can I go after? And I tell you, I'll share this story with you. I always try to be vulnerable and personable with you guys. So in school, I hated reading. I didn't like it. It was not a positive experience for me. And I also had other things going on as well. And so I could probably up until probably a few years ago, I could read the words on the paper, but I necessarily didn't always understand what I was reading. And it could be as simple as whatever. I had to reread it like 5 times. I had to reread it like 5 times in order for me to get it. So so the negative connotation started from school, because they didn't actually like reward me for learning the words or reading. They were just like, come on, let's get this done. Let's hurry up. All right, you're not getting it. And then they would throw me to the side, or they would, send me with someone outside of the classroom. And so at that point, it was a negative connotation around reading, and I hated it. So then, like, one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this down. This is ridiculous. It's taking me too long to read and understand. And I know that I need to do this because of where I want to go. And so what I did was I actually sat down and I had to figure out, okay, well, what's stopping me? What's keeping me from understanding? And so I did that. And I'm a grown woman at this point. So I sat down and I figured it out, and I began to reward myself by understanding the knowledge and also saying, oh my God, I just understood that. I only read that one time and I understood it, right? And so I celebrated myself in the moment. That's another key point. Celebrate yourself in the moment too. Don't always wait to celebrate yourself, because sometimes you'll lose the momentum and all of that if you try to go back and celebrate it. Celebrate yourself right then and there. And so eventually what I got to now, I literally will read a book. If I want to relax, I read a book and I can understand it. I can laugh with it. I can empathize with it. I can literally put myself in a story. And so that's what I have for you. I want you to celebrate your wins. I want you to encourage yourself. As you're going through life and as you're going toward new things, you have to. Everything that you're going against, or everything that you're going for, there's always going to be something pushing you back, holding you back. So what you have to do is every inch that you take, okay, I got there. Move forward. I got there. Oh, I did that, right? And you have to, because if not, everything that's pushing against you is going to stop you if you don't push forward. If you don't tell yourself that you did it, if you ignore the fact that you accomplished something, it's like the whole point of you doing it is now pointless at this point, right? So yeah, that's all I have for you. And I do want to invite you to do you in 2022. That is where we are going to. So if this is you, if you need the encouragement, if you need someone helping you, pushing you along to understand what those wins are, how to celebrate yourself. Sometimes you can feel selfish when you celebrate yourself. If that is you, you need to be at Do You in 2022. Do You in 2022 is so much bigger than just the planning. It's so much bigger than just setting goals. It's so much bigger than just trying to make money. It is about you. Do You in 22 is about doing you in 2022. And again, that's all I have for you. My name is Alicia Richardson. I am your brand strategist and business coach. And I pray to God that you have an amazing Friday. It's raining over here. So what I'm going to do is find something exciting to do in the house. I was going to go to the store, but that's not happening today. So bye. See you guys later. It's time for snack. It's definitely not time for snack.